at our new student orientation. You did it, guys. You did it. You're here. We're ready. We're prepped for you. We're excited to have you. So thank you for being here. Now, today you're going to hear a lot of information about what it means to be an Eagle, how to get ready, stuff that you need to know. But first, we have a few welcomes for you. Those of you that are standing, move. Okay, to the left, come on. Keep going. We have plenty of chairs over here. So we have a few people that want to say hi to you. But first, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Mariceli Santiago. I am the Director of Student Life and Activities, and it is my job to be the first one to welcome you here today. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. Well, you already heard. We have the one, the only, our very first female chancellor in our new student organization. Yes, ma'am. We have Dr. Michelle Carter is here to say hi to you guys.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. As she said, I'm the first female chancellor, but more importantly than that, I am an alumni. I'm a 1995-96 graduate of Central Texas College. So I've been an Eagle for a really long time, let's just put it that way. Welcome, as I said. I cannot tell you what it means to me to have you here this morning. This is my first address to the new students of Central Texas College, so you are now a part of my historical journey as the first woman and first African-American chancellor of Central Texas College in its 50-plus year history. So give yourself a hand. We are extremely happy to have you here. I cannot tell you what it means to me. I see so many of you. I see a range of ages. I see a range of ages, which means that you are all on a different point in your journey to your future. I was a 27, I went back to college at the age of 28, so I know what it's like to be an adult learner. I know what it's like to be a full-time mom and wife while working full-time to get an education. And so what I want to tell you is that we hope that your time with us is an amazing experience. And what we've done is created a community of access, belonging, and connections. You will have unencumbered access to so many services and folks to help you along the way. So if you get stuck, raise your hand. Go see our student success folks. They're going to help you keep it moving. And then we've created a culture of care in which we communicate to you that you belong here. We want you here. This isn't just, some might think that community college is a transient type experience. No, we are intentional about you being here. We want you here. We want you to feel the sense of belonging, that culture of care that we've created. And then there's the connections piece. Our folks, we have an amazing group of folks here, our Student Success Division. And throughout the year, they're going to host various events here in the campus center, out there in the library, and other locations here on campus, virtual and in person. How you get plugged in and feel connected is attend those things. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you're an 18-year-old or a 70-year-old. We had a 70-something-year-old living in our dorm at one time. And so it doesn't matter. Get plugged in so you can feel that sense of connection. Get connected in your classroom. Get connected with the activities, the clubs that you will hear about. So just know that we want you to have an amazing experience. I am so happy that you're here on behalf of our Board of Trustees and our administration and all of our CTC faculty and staff. Thank you for being here. We are one of 50 community colleges in the state of Texas and one of a couple of hundred institutions of higher education in Texas. And you could have chosen any of those schools, but you chose us. And we don't take that lightly, and we don't take it for granted. So we hope you have an amazing experience. Again, glad to have you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Dr. Carter. So we have a few more people I want to say hi. And the next one is, okay, so Vice Chancellor, sorry, name changed a little bit. And the part of her title that I like the most is because mostly that's what applies to me is student success. And I think like academics are there too, but student success is what we're here about today. So we're going to forget about academics for a second, just for a second, just 1 second. And this is Dr. Robin Garrett. She is here to talk to you about student success and what that means to you. And hello.
Hello. Thank you, Marcella. Well, you heard from our new chancellor, and she said so much about where we are headed with Central Texas College and the feeling and the support that we want to give to you as students at Central Texas College. Yes, part of my title is all student success, and that's what we want you to feel. We want you to be successful. We want to support you in your successful journey to meet your goals. But right now, I'd like to ask you a question. I need to kind of get a feel here. How many of you are here because you need to get enrolled? You haven't enrolled yet, and you're here to learn about it and get yourselves enrolled. Raise your hand if you have not enrolled yet. Oh my goodness, we've got everybody already enrolled. Advising has done an amazing job. All right, I love for advising. That's great. If you need to change classes, or if you are, if you just didn't want to raise your hand because you thought, oh my goodness, I can't tell her I haven't enrolled yet, it's fine. We are going to have a session, and I believe Marcella is going to take some of you over to advising if you need it to help you. But thank you for enrolling already. That's very important that you are on top of things and you got yourself set up for your classes. I was walking around, I was talking to some of you a few minutes ago, and it's such a wide range of the people in here, what you're taking. Surprisingly to me, and I don't know if it's just because I pulled those people, but I found, I think it was at least 6 people that are going into kinesiology. Whoops for kinesiology, yeah, good deal. Lots of nurses, about 10 of you that I got to talk to are going to nursing. That's great. We had all kinds of health professions, real estate, all kinds of business. We offer so many programs at CTC, and then I found a lot of people that are doing general studies, which is great for transfer. So keep up the good work. Stay on your path. Please pay attention. Stay on your path. Seek your advisors out. Seek your faculty out. We have the most incredible faculty and staff here that are here to take care of you and help you along your way on your path to your goals. So thank you very much. If any of my people can do anything for you, don't hesitate to ask. We're here for you, Eagles. Go, Eagles. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, guys. Ooh, this was better. They're giving me a new one. We should have started with this one, guys. Okay. So now I'm going to ask that our Dean of Student Success, remember that's the word of the day, well, the phrase of the day, student success, is here to welcome you as well. Her name is Dean Julie Starkey.
Hey guys, are you excited to be here? You don't want me to do that, do you? Okay guys, I gotta get some energy in this room. This just isn't cutting it for me. So Mark, I need you to sit right here. Mariceli, right here. I need some help. Dr. Garrett, I need you right here.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do the wave. And not only are we gonna do the wave, but we're gonna start from there. We're gonna come all the way down here. Then we're going to take it all the way back there. We understand? And when you do the wave, you have to get out of your chair and you have to say, woo! Do I need to demonstrate again? Woo! Okay, and we have models in front. Oh, Dr. Reese, get up here. You're going to help us lead that. I didn't see her sitting on the front row. She can take right here. Okay, and on 3, Mark is going to start us. Mark is going to start that side of the room. And guys, here's the thing. If you don't do it, if you don't participate, I'm going to make you do it again. Because that's the kind of person I am. All right? Are we ready? Are we ready? Mark, on 3. 1, 2, 3. A, B, C, D, F. What do you think? I agree. A+. Awesome job, guys. Thank you for having fun with me. Guys, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm not gonna make you do too many things like that. My name is Julie Starkey. I'm the Dean for Student Success and Persistence. And today is the first day of your success. at CTC because you have made the commitment to us, because you want to learn what it is to be a successful student. And we're going to do a ton of things with you today. You're probably, when you leave here, going to be on information overload. And it's okay. I'm going to tell you it's okay. Because we're going to help you over the next couple of weeks understand and unpack all of that information that you get. But I'm so glad you're all here. But I wouldn't do my job if I didn't give you a few tips for success. And these are pretty basic, and I don't think any of you are going to be surprised by what I tell you. Number one, the number one thing you have to do, you have to go to class every single day. And some of you are in online classes or different types of classes. That means you log in multiple times a week, not one time. You don't skip a week, okay? You've got to commit to this experience, and the number one way you do it is you show up for us, okay? You participate, you engage, okay? You have to do this. I don't want you scheduling doctor's appointments if you could avoid that during your class time. I don't want you taking a vacation. This is really important, and I need you to be with us, okay, and committed to this. Number two, faculty. Dr. Reese is one of them, and she's going to be talking to you. You have to get to know these people. These are your number one resources, are your faculty in your classes who want to get to know you, who want to help you. They are your number one resource. Even if you're on an online class, they want to get to know you. They want to answer your question. They want to help you. So you've got to get to know them. You've got to ask them your questions. You've got to reach out to them. Number three, today you're going to learn a lot about resources because CTC has a ton of resources and they're all here to help you be successful. But you've got to walk through that door and you've got to say, I need your help. I need you to take advantage. And I need you to take advantage. Monday's the first day of class. Well, some of you might even start over the weekend on Friday. Today, if you still are confused about your degree program, you need to go meet with advising today, and we need to have that conversation. You've got to use all of these resources that you learn about day one. Number four, you've got to advocate for yourself. That's a huge thing. I don't know if you have a problem. I don't know if you have an issue. I can anticipate certain things based on the time of the year it is and different things that come up, but I don't know. I need you to reach out to those of us that can help you and let us make a difference. Let us help you. Let us guide you. So you've got to advocate. And the last thing I'm going to tell you that I need you to do, and I think you're going to hear this from a lot of people that talk to you today, you have to ask your questions. Dr. Garrett asked you, does everybody register? I got to be honest, I was kind of surprised that nobody raised their hand. It's okay. It's okay. But you got to ask your questions. And there's so many of us here today. Raise your hand, ask your question, pull us off to the side, like when we're on a break, ask the question. I want you to leave here today with having done two things. Number one, I want you to know the name of 1 to 2 to 3 faculty or staff members who you have in your back pocket, who you're like, I can reach out to that person. I can say, hey, I was at New Student Orientation and you said this to me. Can you help me? Okay, I want you to leave here today knowing the first and last name of somebody. Guys, what's my first name? You were close. What's my first name? Try it again. Jessica's not it. It does start with a J. Julie. What's my last name? Starkey. It's a compound word. Starkey. It's easy to remember. So I hope you will remember that name. I hope you'll also remember Mariceli.
I'm a bit tougher than that.
But I need you, but I don't want it just to be us. Somebody that you connect with, somebody that you resonate with. I want you to leave with that. The second thing, I want you to have left here asking between 5 and 10 questions. If you left here today and did not ask one question, I'm like, I didn't connect with them. We didn't do what we needed to do. Ask your question. Reach out to us. I'm excited you're here. Very excited that you're here. I know today's going to be a lot. Hang with us because you're going to get a lot out of today. I'm going to turn it over to Mariceli.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. We're going to keep this party rolling. All right, all of you that are standing up, this is going to be a long day if you're going to standing up. So I need you to walk this way, talk this way.
Come on, guys. Let's
Well,
fill in.
that's where I was going. So
Fill in.
all right, guys, I need you to start There's plenty of chairs over there. There's a few over here. Find a chair. Otherwise, it's going to be a long
If
day.
you have an empty chair beside you, raise your hand so that we know where they're going. Come on. Come on. We have an aisle seat right here, guys. We have a series of 3 chairs right there. We have 2 chairs right there.
All right, guys. So now, as everybody's sitting down, I am going to welcome somebody from the business department. Yes, you. Who's going to be helping you and learn about Blackboard. Does anybody here know what Blackboard does for you? Oh, look at you. Wait, who said that? Who said that? You get a star. All right. I'm going to give her a star. But in the meantime, this is Dr. Angela Reese. She's going to talk to you about Blackboard. And you go.
Good morning, Eagles. How's everybody doing today? Okay, I'm starting to see a little bit more of a smile from some of you. Others of you, it's like deer in headlights. Is that how you're feeling so far? Yeah, that's all right. Hopefully by the end of the day, you'll just be tired and won't look like deer in headlights, right? How many times have you heard communication is important? From everybody that's gotten up here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna say it too. Communication is important. Reach out to your faculty, reach out to anybody you can when you have questions. How many of you already have questions so far? Thank you very much for admitting that. I really appreciate that. If you don't, you're going to, okay? Jot stuff down. If you think of something that you're like, what did she just say? Write it down and we'll come back to it, okay? Be sure to ask questions anytime there's any type of confusion. And speaking of communication, one thing I'm going to talk to you about is your Eagle Mail. That is your CTC email account that you will be assigned to on the first day of class. Okay, there is no more delay. Those of you who know people that have already taken classes with us, there was a delay for a while. The delay is gone. You will have access immediately. They will contact you via whatever account you have on file with us, whatever email account is on file. Do not use your personal email address to contact people at the college. Think about what yours is for just a second. And would you tell your grandma that same name? Yes? Maybe some of you know? Okay, some of us know. What I mean by that is most of the time our email addresses have nothing to do with our names, right? I've seen some of those out there and some of them are a little risque. So we don't want to be sending those to people on campus, okay? Use your professional CTC Eagle Mail, and then that way we know who you are. We know that you're in one of our classes. Because when I get something from somebody that is doesn't even have their name in it, I have no idea where to begin, and I'm just going to say, please reply to me with your CTC Eagle Mail. So once you have access to that, the good news is that you can forward it on to your Yahoo, your Gmail, anything like that, so that you know that you'll be notified when something important arises. Check your email. I know a lot of people don't like email anymore because there's so many other ways to communicate. I get it. My son says the same thing, but it is something that is very important, at least while you are here at our organization, and most likely as you move on to the future as well. Now I'm going to talk to you about Blackboard, which is our online classroom. We've already heard that. Give me just a second. Can y'all still hear me okay? Okay. So our virtual classroom is Blackboard. So those of you who are saying, well, I'm just going to take lecture classes. I don't want to do the whole online thing. You're still going to have to access Blackboard. I don't know of maybe just a handful of our departments that don't currently use Blackboard. So you will likely have to use it at some point. So let me just show you. You don't have to take notes or anything on this one unless you just really want to. Pretty much everything you need is going to be in front of you on the screen. So unless you just want to take maybe screenshots with your camera or something, don't have to. I'm just telling you, I'm just going to show you how to walk through this and then give you just a quick overview of Blackboard. For those of you who might need a more in-depth overview of Blackboard, because you're going to watch this and go, that's a lot. That's a lot to try to remember. Okay. We do have orientations that are recorded that can help you in how to truly navigate Blackboard. And again, you can always ask your faculty as well. So to get there, there's a variety of different ways to get there. The first time you go, though, in case you can't remember what the direct website is, you can go to our CTC homepage, which most of you have probably been there, ctcd.edu. A couple ways to get there. I'm going to show you one under Student Tools. it'll pop up and you see there on the left, I can then click on Blackboard. There are a lot of other links. Another one I'm just going to show you quickly. Hope I didn't make anybody dizzy. Is down here at the bottom of our website under quick links. But you can also go directly to Blackboard, which is ctc.blackboard.com. Okay, ctc.blackboard.com. Once you're here, you're going to enter your username and your password. I'm going to tell you, but guess what? If you forget what I say, the instructions are going to be right down here. So your Blackboard login instructions, if you click on that, it's going to bring us here to tell you how to log in. All it is your student ID and your date of birth. Month, day, year, 6 digits. If you don't know what your CTC ID is, it is going to be on the ID card that you are going to get today. Potentially get today?
Yeah,
Okay.
after when we're done, we're going to give them the option to go get it.
Okay, so it will be on that ID card. But if you don't get yours today, you can click here to look up your username, and then you'll be able to get your CTC ID at this spot here. So far, so good? Everybody good? Okay, so I've already entered my fictitious student, Calvin Hobbs, into class. So when Calvin first gets to class, into Blackboard, this is what he is going to see. So Calvin is in a summer 2 course that actually has already ended, but I still have access to it. One thing to keep in mind with this is if you go and try to do this today, it is not going to work. You will not have access to Blackboard if you are a brand new student, never attended Central Texas College before, until tomorrow. Those of you who have taken classes previously with us, and maybe you're just coming to orientation to kind of get refreshed, you will have access, but your course will not pop up until tomorrow. Okay, everybody good? All right. So as you move forward with us, you will be able to navigate your different semesters here. But for now, this is the only class that Calvin is enrolled in. On the left-hand side, I just want to show you a few things. The institution page, if you were to click on it, it is just a lot of helpful resources for you. So if you're having issues with email, you can click on this one. If you want help with books, if you need help from the library, tutoring services, there are all these different links here for you to go and explore. I'm not going to do that. You can, of course, all do that on your own. Under this area is just information about myself. Activity stream, this is a quick overview area. So if you just want to see what's happening, Calvin obviously is enrolled in more classes than what I showed you. I was just trying to show you what yours might look like. But basically anything that's happened in any of your courses, you're going to have just a quick snippet right here. So if an instructor did a new announcement, if an instructor graded something, if something new is due, all of that is going to pop up in this area. And then below activity stream is one of the most important, that's our courses. So let me go back to Calvin's summer course here. Okay, so now I'm ready to go into my class. I'm going to click on it. Now, again, this is one that is ended, so that's why it says the final grades have been posted. He's enrolled in my marketing class. So on the left-hand side, the one thing that I want to do is go over just a few of these areas. The announcements, this is where most of your instructors are going to post updates for you, weekly updates or updates about grades. Some instructors prefer to use messages. I know my boss sends out a message to students almost every day, and he prefers to use that component and send a message to the whole class for interaction that way. So one thing to keep in mind is that each instructor will do things differently. So don't get in your head, well, you know, Dr. Reese told us that every time I log in, it's going to go to the announcement page, and she posts an announcement every few days. Well, other instructors might do that differently, so keep that in mind. What is consistent, though, for us across the board, on the left-hand side, on the navigation panel is where you will see all of the menu area, of the menu options. This top area right here on the left is something that will be in all of your classes. So start here. You only need to go here one time. This is just to get you familiar with Blackboard and how to find your resources. Once you've done it the first time, unless you need to go back, there's no reason to do it again. BioSig, I'm going to come back to. Announcements, I've already talked about. Messages, this is how you are going to get in contact with your instructor or email, and anybody else in your class as well. So make sure to check your messages. I'm not going to create a message because it would show you everybody that's in my class. So, but if I were to click on create message, it would show you all of your peers along with your instructor. So your instructor is going to have SME, subject matter expert, next to their name in parentheses. That's how you know for sure you're emailing, or excuse me, messaging your instructor and have the correct person. Underneath that, this is how you're going to find information about your instructor. So when the office hours are, their phone number, their email, who their supervisor is in case you need it, and then also a quick way to get in touch with Eagles on Call if you don't have that saved somewhere. So that's pretty much in every course. Below this, this next little area, component area, this is very similar in most of your courses, but the one thing that is going to be true throughout your experience is syllabus page 1 and page 2. This is basically your roadmap to success. This is everything you need to know about the course, how things are going to run, when things are due, and the list goes on and on. Syllabus page 1 is basically general information about the course. It's going to be your learning outcomes, what your required materials are, information that the instructor might want specifically to their class, frequently asked questions. Syllabus page 2, this is what I suggest you print out, at least a certain portion of it. This is what, if you're like me, I like to highlight and check mark and cross things off to say that I've done it. Now, for those of you who prefer to do it online, I'll show you a different way to do that there as well. Delivery terms, extremely important. I want to cover this in a little bit more detail if I can for just a second than I normally do, Marcelli. Delivery terms, so this is the type of course you're taking, the start and the end date, and what is immediately due. This is extremely important, guys, for you to understand, because for those of you who know people that have been at Central Texas College in the past, we have changed a few things. Okay, so we have lecture courses. If this were a lecture, it would say it. This one is telling you that it is a self-paced course. We don't really have that anymore. We have self-paced with checkpoints, basically. Okay, so instead of self-paced, meaning it starts and it ends and whatever you do in between is up to you, now we basically have checkpoints that you have to make sure that things are turned in by. So your course might start on Monday and end October 13th. Well, in between there and October 13th, there's going to be at least 3 checkpoints that say by this date, everything has to be turned in. So if you're taking a self-paced course, know that there still are going to be some due dates versus a lot of due dates. Is everybody clear as mud on that? Okay. Then we also have our traditional online. They have the start and the end date, like could be the same as what I just said, but there's going to be multiple due dates in between. Okay. Do not miss your due dates. Even in your self-paced course that has checkpoints, okay, any suggested due dates before those checkpoints, try to hit it, guys, because I promise you, if you wait, something's going to fall through the cracks, okay? So really just get that plan ready to go. Then we also have this other area that I want to cover. Let's just say you missed the first few assignments because whatever life happened, you're like, it's all right. Those didn't count for many points. I'll make it up later with my grade exam scores, okay, which could be true, but you might be dropped. You have to participate in that first week or you will potentially be dropped from your course. And I say potentially because that's what I'm supposed to say, but you're going to be dropped from your course, okay? Because there could be some extenuating circumstance, but most of the time you're dropped and we cannot let you back in. Even if you say, but I didn't know. I didn't know. It's just the way it is. Okay. This is the next part I was telling you about that I would suggest printing out. So again, in this course, you'll see suggested schedule of assignments. And if you have a self-paced course with checkpoints, you'll see something similar to this, but then there will also be line items in certain rows that say everything above this is due by this date period, okay? And this is where I say, try to stay on track with everything that's there. Print this out, cross it off, highlight it, whatever you need to do to be successful in that course. And then, of course, you can read the rest of this here, but one major thing I want to point out to you is this course grade area. This tells you the breakdown of how to be successful in the course. A lot of times I'll have people just think, I can just take exams and I'll pass because I'm great at taking exams. You can see here in my course, that's 400 points. That's an F, even if you make a perfect score on every exam. So make sure to do all your work, like Dean Starkey was telling you. Okay, so syllabus, extremely important. Next area, I'm just going to cover quickly. We have our lessons. Some instructors might call this units or weekly content, but basically what it's going to be are our lessons for the entire semester. So for example, lesson 1, so back from syllabus page 2, the schedule of assignments, lesson 1 is going to break this down to show you step-by-step what to do. Course procedures quiz in my class is at the top because that's the first thing you need to do. Then you move on to the other things that are listed in your course and just go through step by step until you check everything off. All right. Just a few more areas to cover. I have discussion boards in this class, a marketing plan and exams. In other courses, you might see research project, article reports, and blogs. Okay, each instructor is going to have different things that are listed there. All of these are built into the course, but if you just want a quick overview or if there's instructions that you might need to look at, that's where you will find that. Further down, you have tools, that's in every course, your resources, every course, my grades, this is an area I want to come to, my grades and Scholastic Honesty. Do your own work. Okay, we know about Chegg, Course Hero, Quizlet, all those things, right? We have access to those as well. We have instructor accounts, and we also have a plagiarism checker. Okay, so it's going to tell us if you plagiarized or not and where you got it from, and it's going to send us a link to go check out what you did. Not that anybody in here would do that. But sometimes when you're in a hurry and you're overwhelmed, you think, oh, just this one time. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Do your own work and be proud of what you do. Okay. Another thing to think about too is if you have two classes and you're like, yeah, that's kind of similar. I'm going to submit it in English and I'm going to submit it in my marketing class. It'll be fine. Well, no, don't do that. Okay. Here she comes. I'm about to get the hook. And then my grades. Two more things. That's it. So my grades, this is where you know how you're doing. Calvin did not do well in this class. He did not do any of his assignments. So right here, this is what I want to show you over on the left-hand side. You'll see the dash and the 50. That is telling you the dash, I didn't do it yet. If I did it, but I didn't finish it, meaning it was partially complete, it would be a blue circle, okay? Once it's complete, meaning I did everything that I was supposed to do for that assignment, it's gonna turn into a white exclamation point inside of the yellow circle. That tells you, the student, the instructor now has it. They're now gonna go in and view it. So you don't have to, email and say, hey, Dr. Reese, did you get that assignment? You can tell for yourself that the assignment was turned in, okay? Once I grade it, it's gonna turn into a numeric grade. And then underneath it, if I have a rubric, you can click on the rubric to see the breakdown. And then there's going to be a conversation bubble you can click on for feedback from your instructor. This is how you know for sure you have done your assignments. So those of you who prefer just to look online versus checking the box like I do, you can do it this way. Last thing I want to cover. I said I'd come back to this at the end. BioSig. So this is just another way that we are going to prove you are who you say you are. So every time you log into class, you are going, every time you log into a new course, you're going to have to verify your identity. Since you're brand new, you're going to do this one time to set it up, and then you're going to use the same password for every course at CTC you ever take. I have had the same password for 12 years now. I've never had to reset it. Today might be the day. I say that every time, and it works so far so good. But for 12 years, I've used the same password. You can use the same one as me, but it's going to know that we do it differently. Okay, biometric ID. So it's going to, again, verify you are who you say you are. And the other thing that's important about this, other than just doing it, is that some of your content will be hidden. Okay, so Calvin, he went in and verified his ID for the lesson, so he can see the lessons, but he never went to the marketing plan. So this is what Calvin is going to see when he tries to go to the marketing plan. Well, it's not there. Well, now Calvin needs to verify his ID. So we're going to click on it. It's going to redirect me to BioSig. I don't think I've ever done it on this one, so we'll see how this goes. Ooh, that might not go so good. Hang on just a second. I can't talk to them. Okay, so it made it, yes. All right, so now Calvin can see the marketing plan because he verified he was who he says he is. Questions? You got it? Okay, if you don't, let us know. We'll be here on the breaks and you can email us and call us and everything else.
All right, thank you, Dr. Reese. Well, now we got the panel. So what does that mean, guys? You get to talk to students and faculty. This is your opportunity to get your questions answered. Those burning questions about school, right? About your classes, about what it means to be a student. And so I have my distinguished panel of guests. We need more chairs. So there's a few empty ones here, guys. If you can just pick those up and maybe we'll add on to this, that'd be great. Thanks. I'm going to go down the line and have you guys meet who they are. You guys get to answer the questions or ask the questions. Any of you have any burning questions already? Like, what the heck did she just talk about? Or I heard a little, nobody said yes, but I heard it. I heard that. You have questions, huh?
So I took a silver course, so I had to send up the biology. So when I go
You don't, the question is, she already took a summer course and signed up for her biosig. And so she is asking that she doesn't have to go ahead and re-enroll in biosig, correct?
That is correct. So every class you're in is going to use the exact same one. So Calvin has to verify his identity in every one of my classes multiple times. So every time he does it, same password.
Okay, so, good? All right, so now I'm gonna ask that everybody introduce themselves that's up in the panel. But first, come on, move over here, Rebecca. I want you to meet the real Calvin. It's not Calvin Hobbs, but this is the real Calvin. His name is actually Calvin. And so that's why we chuckle a little bit over here. But I want, there's another microphone. Okay, so George, can you start it and introduce yourself and who you are, what you do here, and then we'll start with the actual questions. I'm gonna have you guys move that way because the podium's gonna hide you.
Hello everyone, my name is George. I'm a student here and also a student ambassador. And my job is basically just to handle tours for potential students and also any field trips, like KICYs or anything like that. And then also in charge of maintaining our student lounge area where students can come in and play games, relax with friends, talk, eat, do whatever almost really. And that's pretty much all I have to say for right now.
What do you study?
I study business management, so I'm going for trying to go start my own business or try to get skills ready to do that.
All right, let's keep going that way and then we'll come back.
Hey, my name is William Vandergrift. I'm also in the student lounge with George, but my main task is watching the front desk and signing people in and out in the equipment, and also help with the tours if they do group tours. And what I'm studying right now is network systems administrator.
Cool. All right, next.
Good morning. My name is Victor Robinson. I'm one of the academic studio tutors. We do all the tutoring here on CTC, in person and also online, pretty much any subject. So if you need any help with your class as far as tutoring goes, please come see us, building 220 upstairs. And I'm not studying anything because I'm done with college.
He's a tutor. He's here in the capacity of he can help you guys answer questions. Okay, guys? All right, next.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephen Salvato. I teach chemistry in the science department. I've been teaching here for 28 years. I teach face-to-face classes. I also teach our introductory non-majors chemistry class online. And I'm the chemistry program coordinator. It's good to see all of you this morning.
All right, good morning. My name is Megan Allshouse. I am also in the science department, but teach biology. So biology for majors or biology for non-majors, face-to-face or online. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. There are some differences between majors and non-majors. Been here for about 4 years now in county. So yeah.
And Angela Reese, I'm with the business administration department that also includes hospitality, homeland security, paralegal, real estate, accounting technician, and something else. What is it? I said it out of order, so all things business. Paralegal, homeland security, yeah.
I don't know.
I said it out of order.
It is.
So any questions business, please be sure to reach out to me. I'm also the online manager for the department. So if you have any questions about any of our online programs, she's also the online manager for science. So if you have any questions about any of our online courses, please reach out to me.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mark Reyes. I'm also an academic studio tutor along with my coworker Victor over there. I mainly tutor math, so if you guys need help with stuff like algebra, pre-calculus, you can work with me. You guys will learn more information about the academic studio later, so please save your questions for that designated section.
My name's Calvin, which you already know that. I'm a student ambassador. I also work in the student lounge with George and Will. What I'm studying is music.
Yes, thank you. So, do you guys have any burning questions yet, or not really? Oh, no? Come on, raise your hand. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on. Yeah, we have an extra mic. You want to help up here? Thanks. It's okay. Okay, the question is there a certain process to set up your tutoring, which is an awesome question. Thank you. Victor, you got this, right?
Well, actually, you can make an appointment online, you can go online and make an appointment, or you can come, do a face-to-face to the building itself at Building 220. There's not really, you have to make an appointment. We have walk-ins, but it's best to make an appointment if you really need help for a specific subject area. But we try not to turn anyone away if they just walk in and don't have an appointment. So either way, an appointment or not an appointment, we will try to help you the best we can. So hopefully I answer your question.
And I'm gonna say,
If I may clarify a little bit, to make an appointment, that's through the Track Cloud online service, which you can find a link on the Academic Studio website.
And Dean Starkey, I know she's not here right now, but she would say you need to start going to the Academic Studio as soon as you start your classes and start meeting all your tutors. All right, another question. I want to get to your burning questions. No? Oh, yes.
The difference between biology for science major versus non-science?
Oh, look at that. Biology for science majors and non-science major. What does that mean?
I am so glad someone asked that question. So it really depends on what your plan is right now. If you want to go into a science field or foresee that in the future, especially anything related to animals, human medicine, plants, I recommend majors. If you are not sure what your path is, if you're general studies, you're not confident in science, that's where the non-majors would come into play. That's very surface level compared to majors. We cover the same topics, but we don't dive in as deep. So this is, a really great question for advising. Look at your degree plan. I will say majors, if you're going into the science field, it's more transferable than non-majors. But if you just need a check mark for a science, the non-majors will work usually. But if you have any more detailed questions on that, feel free to ask. Majors is definitely more rigorous than non-majors.
So if you're going like the medicine field, majors. Yeah. Anybody else? Oh, I see a question over here. Well, I'll go back to you. Actually, can you get him and I'll get, who was over here?
I was already approved for financial aid when I log in. It says that, I still have to pay.
Okay, I had that question before. We're gonna have somebody from financial aid talk to you guys. She's back there somewhere, I think. Yeah, I see Tina and I see the financial aid gurus. They're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna let, can you just hold on to that one? Because I think that they should answer that one because they're better at it than I am.
So, how do you find where everything is and where building 220 is as well as the lounge?
So he wants to know, how do you find everything? Well, we do have maps available for you guys. I'm not sure if they hand them out at registration, but we have a map where you can find anything. But Building 220 is directly across from this building. And you go downstairs out the front door.
And you can go online. I'm gonna kind of bring this up online real quick. And if you go to About CTC, Maps and Directions, you're gonna see, get rid of the EagleBot, the Central Campus Map. And there's one from Google Map here, but this is the one that I prefer because it gives you the building names, numbers, and then you can look them up in here. We are currently, let me zoom in a little bit. So we're right now in building 224. 220 is right here. But that's one way that you guys can figure out where stuff is at. And then later on, if you have questions also, we can go ahead and show you. We're gonna be giving tours so we can show you what's going on. Go ahead.
I want to know what's the tutoring hours, say for full-time workers?
Here.
Okay, so our business hours for the coming semester, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5. That's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Fridays we're open, but only in the mornings, 8 to 11. Saturday and Sunday we are closed. Now, I also want to stress that each tutor has our own individual schedules. So for example, because of my personal schedule, I'm only here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So although our office hours are Monday through Thursday 9 to 5 and Friday mornings, tutors may have their own specific schedules.
Okay, we had a question over here. The question was, is there anybody that can help us find jobs in our field? And the answer to that is yes. You actually are going to meet our career services director, I think he is. You're going to meet him later today during one of the breakout sessions. So you'll get a chance to ask him more questions about what he can help you with.
And also,
He's on the second table, second table.
Yeah, but he's not necessarily going to be out there when you guys are.
and also talk to your faculty. We all have industry experience, so reach out to us, ask us questions about the best path for you, because there's a lot of things in our catalog that you might not realize are there. You know, even in the business department, we have what we call, and a lot of departments have this if you're not business, it's stackable credentials. So, you know, you might be interested in one area and we say, hey, you know, you might want to take the entrepreneurship certificate if you're looking to start your own business. And we can talk to you about why, or accounting technician, if you're looking to go into the accounting field. So reach out to us and we can help guide you on the best degree path for you.
Okay, so I'm in developmental math, and I was told that it would be handled for me, but it's not popping up on my courses for registration. Is there a reason?
Okay, here's the thing, we need you to look at an advisor. Huh? Oh, okay. Advising is gonna be here and they're gonna talk to you in a little bit, so you can keep that question for her, okay? She can discuss that in a minute. You got it, Emma? Okay. Your question.
Dr. Reese, is it possible for us to set up our bio IDs before we have access to Blackboard?
If you have the website, no, you need to have access to Blackboard, so it connects it to your Blackboard account.
If your classes start this Monday, you'll probably have access Friday.
Tomorrow.
So it won't.
By noon,
It's gonna be
sometimes
good,
earlier.
guys. All right. Another. What else? Any questions? Yes. We do have a gym. Yes, it's actually a gymnasium and natatorium. That's the official name of it, because it's got a pool. So yes. Yes, it is. I promise you it is. Yes, it is. You just don't see it, but it is. It's 545. That's up here.
Be ready.
And you need to be able to use it. Yes. All right. Can I get you guys to give me at least one tip for students before we keep going? Because I feel like that is something really important that you think every single student should know to be successful in their schoolwork.
I would say just take your time. Don't rush it. The most important thing that everybody, I'm pretty sure on this panel, just wants you to walk the stage. That's the most important thing that anyone at the school either wants you to do, just walk the stage. So take your time, don't rush it. Don't get bombarded with a whole bunch of classes, especially that you can't handle. So just take your time. That's my tip.
So my advice would be to please don't sabotage yourselves. If you know that you're struggling in a course, whether it be math or writing or science, the time to look at your resources and get assistance is now and not the last week of the semester. I've seen it happen. I've been a tutor for a few years now. Every once in a while, we do get a student that doesn't take their class seriously until the last week or two, and it doesn't end well. So please don't do that to yourselves, guys.
I'm going off what I normally say. I'm gonna say it's okay to fail. Ooh, did I just say that out loud? I don't mean your whole class. Don't fail your whole class. I'm just saying, if you fail something, don't shut down. Okay, if that first test comes along and you're like, man, I got this. I studied so hard. I did all the PowerPoints. I did all the pre-tests. I did everything I could. I'm ready. And you get a 20%. Do you think that's gonna happen to some of you in one class? Yeah. Yep, it sure is. Has it happened to me? Yep. What should you do? I'm asking you, what should you do? Keep trying.
Persist, guys.
Persist.
Woo, woo.
Come see your tutors. Go see your faculty. Say, what can I do to improve? You know, I'm struggling. If nobody reaches out to you, you reach out to them. Okay, talk to a friend, talk to somebody, because it's going to happen, but it's a matter of how you pick yourself back up and keep walking.
I wanted to build off of that. I heard something in our pre-service the other day. FAIL can stand for first attempt in learning, and it's part of the game, right? Aside from that, when you get into your classrooms, everyone around you is in the same boat. Get to know the people around you. help each other across that finish line. I love seeing study groups form, and your study groups can come to us, faculty, with questions, get to know the people around you, because you all are riding the same struggle bus, all right?
I would simply say, there are many resources you've heard about at Central Texas College, Academic Studio and whatnot. Don't forget your faculty are good resources too. We do keep office hours. If you have questions, I never liked asking questions in class as a student. Go by the office hours and get help. I teach chemistry, as I said, and I have students come by all the time. I have some students set up a weekly, they come by on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so take advantage of that, because your professors do want you to succeed. And if you're struggling, we don't know what questions you have unless you let us know.
Pretty sure everyone knows that procrastination is your worst enemy. So basically, don't procrastinate a lot and try and make new friends. Get to know like people around you, because it can be a good resource, and it also can be a good way so you can kind of connect with other people, and also help you out with new jobs or anything like that. Really.
Same with like George and Dr. Reese. Don't procrastinate, don't rush things, and also make sure you turn your things on time when they're due, because if you don't, some professors, they won't allow you to turn them in late, or they will get docked points from it.
Okay, I'm gonna have one more question and then we're gonna move on. Anybody else have a question? Bernie, question? Okay, right. Go ahead, it's all good.
How does one access their student email?
Ooh. How to access their student email. Rude.
Well, so you'll get an email to whatever your primary account is that you included on your application, and there will be instructions step by step on what to do for that. But just in case,
Here, I'll show you. Under student tools, because we're visual, you see where it says student email? Bam. And even if you
go there, it will also show you how to forward your email.
Email login, forwarding your email, questions. If you don't know how to get it, it tells you how to reset your password, IT, all of that. So even if you don't get an email and you're like, oh my God, I have no clue, it gives you the instructions right here. Okay? Awesome. All right. With that information, I want to say thank you to the panel. I know it seems so short and it's so, but thank you for being here and giving us that great information. I'm going to ask now that Eva Hutchins, she is the Associate Dean of Enrollment and everything that covers there. And she's going to talk to you. It's just a lot that she covers. And she's going to talk to you about a lot of stuff.
Good morning. It is so amazing to see all of you here today. This is just absolutely wonderful that you are here, dedicated to your success while you're at CTC. As Mayor Silly said, I am the Associate Dean of Enrollment Services. I oversee all your advising offices. So the amazing panel just now gave you their tips. I'm going to add one more, then I'm going to get started. Go see your advisor every semester. Make an appointment with them, call them, email them, see if you're on track. We do your degree plans. If you don't know what you're taking, if you don't know if the classes you're taking are applying for your program, how can you graduate? We want to help you graduate. It is in your student account, and I'm going to go over that, but you don't have to do that alone. We will help you with that. So see your advisor every semester. That's my tip. All right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to just use our website to show you some stuff. So let me get you this pulled up first. Sorry, I don't type and talk at the same time. So from our main page, the slides that I had just showed our contact information, but actually it's actually better because the website's better. You can get to advising information. If you haven't already seen an advisor, we are open today. And so after this event, come see us. If you hover over the students and go to more resources, Click on advising under students. Right here is all of my offices that will be able to help you based on who you are. Obviously, you guys are all here. You can come in and take advantage of face-to-face advising. Some of you though, maybe you're here, you took off work to be here for this because you're dedicated to your success, but you usually work, 8 to 5, and you can't make it up during our business hours. Eagles on Call, for those who are maybe distance learning or not able to come here and see us in person, those staff are available through phone and email, Monday through Friday, 6 to 11 p.m. So if you're working 8 to 5 and you need to go get dinner and then at 8 o'clock, talk to your advisor at 8 o'clock at night. That's what they're there for. If you are here and you are doing a technical program in industrial or office technology, we have advisors in their building, in the Case Center. That will be where you go for advising for those programs. If you're here on a visa, you've probably already worked with my International Student Services Director, and you would continue working with her. This would be if you are, completely out of the area. But I wanted to show you under our local advising offices, all the ways you can reach us. There is an appointment, our email, our phone, and you can chat live. During peak times, live chat can sometimes turn into just sending an email. It depends on if people can log into that. But that is how you reach us. I'm going to click on the information for Eagles on Call. Eagles on Call, again, their hours are listed Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Chat, phone, email. If you email us, okay, tip number 2, I lied. Tip number 2, if you email us, we don't know who you are if you don't tell us who you are. Tell us who you are and your ID. It will allow things to go much faster so that we can look at your record. We're not ever going to answer a question generally, okay? When it comes to advising, it's super specific. It's specific to your program. It's specific to your test scores and your record. I'm not going to answer a question if I can't look at your record. I just won't, and neither will my staff. So we have to know who you are. That is for your benefit. We're not just being picky, I promise. So make sure you include that information if you reach out by that email contact. I heard some other questions earlier. I'm just going to go ahead and take care of, well, I'm going to log in. So it's going to take me a second here, but I'm going to sign in under a test account here. So I've got some information. And I'm going to show you guys some information that I show all my students. About your student account. Okay. So once this logs in, I'm going to show you, hopefully you've already seen this. Has everybody logged into their student account? Okay, let me ask this question. Have you not logged in here? And if you don't raise your hand, that's okay. But I know there's some of you who maybe you haven't. Maybe you just applied and you haven't had time to create your password. When you apply and you start with us, this is your account. This is where you can see your grades, see your financial aid information, see your bill, and register, and we'll see your degree plan and register for classes. So I want to go over those topics with you guys. You may have already done it, but you may have some questions as we go through. Our system is very tile-based, modular. So up here at the top, you're going to see student finance. That's your bill. If you have any questions about that, if you need to come talk to us, come talk to us. Financial aid, I know they're next, so I'm not going to really delve into that, but their information is here. And then my area is student planning, and so that's where I'm going to live today. So once you click on that tile, there's 2 things here. What do you think you should do first? I'm asking. Step 1? Anybody? Step 1?
What did you say over there? I heard you.
Did I get it? Step 1?
Plan? Is that what you said?
So I recommend you go to your progress.
Good try though.
Don't just say, I looked at my degree plan 5 weeks ago and I think I need marketing 1311. I'm not sure. Go check your program, okay? So once you click on my progress, and I apologize, it's gonna be a little slow. I wanna show you how to read that and then how to register for classes and give you some tips on that. So I do apologize. But this information, when your advisor works with you and you have scores that maybe indicate that you need preparatory coursework or developmental, you might hear it phrased either or. your information, if your advisor put that in, it will be on your degree plan. I'm so sorry, it's so slow. I don't know what to say.
Somebody was talking about the developmental, it's only showing developmental, maybe.
So, and again, it's so hard to answer that from a general perspective,
It was somewhere in here, right?
So there's one of the developmental math classes, was it math or reading writing? Math. There's one of the developmental classes that requires the department to register you for it. It has what we call a petition. And some of your classes, you'll see that. If you're in business management, there's an internship at the end. It has a petition. You have to go through the department. That first level math has that. If it's that course and you've emailed them and they haven't processed, that's why you're not seeing it on your plan. I'm not sure if that's what it is or not. I don't know. But I hope that answers the question. We can always look at it and see what's going on if you come see us. Yes.
I know when I did mine, when I clicked on it, at the top it gave me an email address, and I emailed that address and gave them my information, and then
Yeah. So if it's that class, that's absolutely correct. We put in the contact information. They ask that you email them to get registered for that class. It's DSNA 0300. Not every student needs that. So, so it might not apply to everybody. It won't apply to everybody in this room, but there is that one. Other than that, the other classes, if you need help with registering, the advisors can put you in.
You want me to try to lock myself?
It would probably be faster than mine, but- Okay, so while we wait for this to load, and I apologize, when you go to your plan, when you go to register for classes, there's a bunch of information up here at the top. All this information, some of it will apply to you, some of it won't, but there's always great information. Financial aid students, you do need to pay attention to the notes there. Financial aid has to fall within the same term for it to apply, and it has to be in your program. And if you're Army, if there's any Army students in here, TA, you have to turn in your approved TA to the business office, and their email account is listed there. So once you get your approved TA, you can also reach out. Advising monitors this email account here. It's for prerequisites and for troubleshooting issues with your account. But sometimes you've come from another college and you're ready to take Composition 2 and you've taken Composition 1 somewhere else and it's not in the system yet. Send us an email. We'll see what we have on file and we'll help you with that. Yeah.
I have something. So, I'm going to talk about, she's trying to figure that out, but you guys, everybody here has already at least attempted to register. But here's what's going to happen the next semester around, right? In theory, you're going to go to the advisor with plenty of time. You're not going to wait the week before, right? Because the advising is super packed, and then you're not going to, it's going to take forever to get someone. You're going to go way in advance. And what you do is you figure out when the class is open. This is my hot tip for you guys to get into those classes. Now, I know I heard somebody up here was trying to get into biologies, right? Let me tell you, those biologies, because those lab classes, they have limited seating. So if they have 15 chairs, the first 15 get in. It's first come, first serve. So what you're going to find out is what date and time the classes you can register for your next semester. And what you're going to do is you're going to set your timer to midnight. You're going to pre-plan your classes, which I know is what she's trying to show you, how to pre-plan your classes. And then at midnight, you're going to have them all ready to go. And at midnight, you're going to hit register. Because what happens is you plan all of your classes in advance. You can do that, but you can't really register until a specific date and time. And at midnight, you're going to register. First come, first serve. I will tell you, those classes that have very limited capacity, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, for example, chemistry 1, they fill up very, very quickly. And there's others like that. So you want to do that immediately. So that's like my hot tip for you guys. Plan ahead. Make sure that you know what you're going to be taking, and then do it that night before. That way you're going to get in. Because everybody else is going to wait later, and they're like, oh yeah, I need my biology. Oh, I'm going to have to get waitlisted, or
She's so
I can't
right.
get in, or something like that, right? So that's my hot tip. I saw somebody kind of think like, no questions.
So like, how soon would you recommend for next semester meet with our like if you were a student, how would you?
So, for example, the busiest times are like during the fall, the few weeks before classes begin. So, if you're gonna for the spring, I would say by around October time.
So we open spring registration in mid-October. I don't have the date stuck in my head yet because I'm still in August mode. But even if you didn't come in October, if you came in November, you're early.
Okay.
And if you have financial aid already on file and for fall spring, you got payment on file already. Let's get you registered for the classes if you can get in there. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. IT, thank you, IT. I don't know your name, but thank you. So your program is going to look like this. This student is on business management, right? Can y'all tell Dr. Reese I put her on business management so I get points? This right here, where it says program notes, that's where your advisor is going to list information about your developmental placement if you need that. So see where I put advisor notes will appear here. You have to click on that to see them, but they're there. So you can go look at that when you log back in. There are 3 areas to your degree plan, always 3 areas if you're on an associate degree. Depending on the certificate, it might be 1 or 2 areas. Developmental studies is there if needed. It's not part of your program to qualify you to graduate. It's preparatory courses to help you pass the required college courses you need. So if it says in progress your whole time, that's fine, because either you didn't need it or you only needed 1 or 2. You won't finish that whole area, right? It's only there for what you need. The part you want to turn green to graduate is your second area, which here it's going to list the name of the program, and then it's going to say general ed requirements, but it might be something different for you guys, obviously. And then your major. So under each area, you want to make sure you've completed. You can expand all and see everything. That's going to open a really long list. If you're on a mobile device, it's going to be a lot to scroll through. Or you can just open the specific area. So under general education, you've got A through D in this program that you have to complete. This student has completed A through C. So I'm working with her. I'm like, hey, you've got to get your social behavioral taken care of, area D. So to register, if you haven't registered, this is registration. Click on it, and it says take Econ 2301 or 2302. I cannot stress enough how many times I get this question. I thought I needed both. Well, it says or. If it says or, it means or. You only need one of them, your choice. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm linear, I'm going to go in order. So I'm going to take 2301, right? Once I click on it, if I just open these sections right here, I'm going to see stuff from everywhere. I'm going to see online, I'm going to see classroom, I might even see a military installation location. Filters are your friends, don't be scared of them. Always look at your locations. It will tell you how the class is being offered. If it's got an option, it will be listed here. Which one do you want? Filter it by that so that you can see the specific information and you don't have to weed through everything else. So let's do central. We're on central. Let's be wild and crazy. So I'm going to filter it by central. Once I do that, I'm going to drop it down, and then I can start looking at what's available. This area here where it has this icon, if you hover over that, it's going to tell you what that stands for. It's the availability, capacity, and what's waitlisted. So when you look right here, that's what that means. There's 30 seats available. There's 8 left. That means there's 22 students already registered in the class. It's Monday, Wednesday. It's 10:30 to 11:50. Runs from August to December. It's in this building, in this room, building and room, and then the instructor information. And it is lecture. Lecture will mean it's face-to-face. If you see under the central campus, you will sometimes see another type called synchronous virtual blended. That means you have a commitment to a date and a time, but you're not on campus. You're at home with a computer and a webcam, okay? So do pay attention to the type. Lecture means it's on campus in a classroom. Synchronous means I've got to be on my computer Saturdays from 9:30 to 10:50, and they will want to see your face, so you will need a webcam. So all of these different sections here that are available, that have availability, when I see around this little faint gray outline, you want to click the blue button that's next to the one that you want. So if I'm wanting little, it's not this one, it's this one, because it's in that box, okay? So once you select it, it's like shopping, then you're gonna plan it, and then you actually have to do a second step to actually register.
No, it's in your cart.
So it's only in your cart right now, you haven't actually purchased it. So under academics, you're gonna click register for classes. You'll see it's brown, means it's not registered. You click register. It's gonna take it a minute, it's gonna turn green. That's how registration works. If you have a hold, if you have a prereq block, you can always email us or come in and see us if it's not that simple for you. There will be times when it maybe blocks you. You can always troubleshoot that with advising.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so on the classes, when you're registering for the classes and you go down to like say Spirit Phase 2 or something, and you have a list and it says you can take 1329, 1303, or 2301, that means you have to just pick one of those classes.
Yes,
right?
even if it's 3 classes, sometimes it will be 3 or 4, but if you have that word or, then it will only be one of them. You're welcome, absolutely. Okay, all right, hope that was helpful, informative. Sorry about the technical difficulties.
All right, we're gonna give you guys the opportunity of being able to go to advising later on, and they're gonna see you specifically. This is a one-time deal for you guys. She has been gracious enough to slot an amount of time just for the people that are in this room. Not for anybody else. She carved out time. This is golden time. So if you have questions, she's gonna give you that opportunity to see an advisor. This does not happen. Yeah. She's gonna try to see everybody as much as possible, but
We have extra staff on hand. We plan for this, but just be aware it will.
she's gonna do the best to get everybody in, but this is the best chance you're gonna get to see an advisor between now and the beginning of the classes, for sure. Okay? Thank you. All right, we gotta keep going, guys. I know it's so much to talk about, so much to think, and you have so many questions, but we're gonna try to muddle through this. All right, next I'm gonna ask that Tina from Financial Aid and her assistant, I don't remember her name. Welcome, Tina and friend. They are here to talk about financial aid and let you know what you guys can expect from that.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am very happy to see so many students. I am very, very excited to be here and to give you all the information that you need. My name is Tina. I'm the loan officer for the financial aid office, and we do have Angela Stewart here as well.
Hi, nice to meet you all. I'm a financial aid advisor, so we will come see us, and we'll take care of your FAFSA and your financial aid also. If you have any questions about FAFSA.
We are here to answer any questions, to give you the process. We are here with the funds, the money, the financial aid. So just take this very serious as far as the process, what we need, the time that when we need the documents, we need to submit it. So it's really critical that you have all the information that you need. So I guess I can get started with the process. First, and the most important thing is to complete the FAFSA. So if you have not done so, the FAFSA, you will need to complete the 23-24 academic year, the FAFSA through studentaid.gov, and you will be using the income tax information of 2 years prior, 2021. I will repeat. You need to, if you haven't completed the FAFSA, you need to do so the 23-24 FAFSA at studentaid.gov and submit it with the 2021 income tax information. If you are a dependent under 24 years
We are gonna need your parents' information. If you are over 24, you are considered a dependent. Therefore, it won't be necessary to provide parents' information. So with that being said, once the application has been submitted within 3 to 5 business days, the business office does receive an email, and you can also verify your Eagle Mail and verify that we have received your application. From that point on, we're going to start working on your file. Do you want to add?
It's very important to get it in as soon as you can, because processing can take 2 to 4 weeks to make sure that everything's in correctly. If you have any questions, you can either contact us or come in to see us.
You want to just bring it up for questions? Because I know
Yeah,
there's
I think questions for
I know that there's a lot of
individualized.
questions. So I know that a lot of you have questions. I told you to wait, so.
I was already like approved for the Pell Grant, and when I logged into the Eagle Self-Service, it still says that I haven't paid for any of the classes, and my online classes they start the 21st. Should I forget it?
So we disperse funds 10 days prior to the start date of the class, and you said your award has already been accepted?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see that in your Eagle Self-Serve?
Yeah, no, it's just that when I log in, it says that I still haven't paid for the course.
Okay.
Like, and I got the Pell Grant, so.
The Pell Grant will be dispersed 10 days prior to the start of the class, and at that point, we'll send the money to the business office, and they pay for your courses and fees. And then at that point, if there's leftover aid, you can go to the bookstore if you need books. Now, each student is different with books and stuff. And then 10 days after the start day of the class, if there's a balance to the student, that'll be sent out to their account. Either through their banking account or the check to their address.
You guys said that 10 days, but it goes out to them 30 days.
Yeah, 10 days prior to the start is when the money gets dispersed to the business office for them to pay for your course and your fees. That'd be 30 days after the start date of that class. Yeah. And if you have staggered classes, like one might start in like September, then October, it'll be according to those dates. Yeah, did I answer it okay? Okay.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of people with that question
okay.
about, oh my God, it says that I still owe money, but I have my financial aid, so they just have to make sure they have accepted the financial aid. Right? And that's through Eagle Self-Service. Okay, I'm gonna start this way, come that way.
I thought I was accepted and all that, and I didn't realize until I went to go buy my books that I didn't sign the promissory note. So I signed it, it's all accepted, but how long will it take to get my account?
I can answer that for you. Sometimes what happens is if you're missing the entrance counseling, the loan will not disperse to you. If you're missing the master promissory note, the loan will not disperse to you. Those are federal requirements. Therefore, if you submitted the master promissory note, give the system 24 hours to update. If there's no other requirements as far as meeting the half-time enrollment, you have to be enrolled minimum of 6 credit hours also in order for the loan to release. So you have to make sure you're meeting all the requirements. Another requirement would be perhaps the student has never received a loan at another institution or at CTC, and it's considered a first-time student loan borrower. Those in that situation, you would have to wait 30 days before the first disbursement. So that's all that information. If you get a second, go to the CTC homepage, financial aid, resources, read through that. It's all listed in there, all the information regarding FAFSA, direct loans, Department of Education, what Title IV covers, the grants, scholarships. So just, if you have some time, do a little, go through the website, go through our financial aid insider, everything is listed on our homepage.
So what she was saying about, like, after you accept it for the Pell Grant, is that apply for scholarships too? Like how you just wait after you accept it and then it's clear?
Scholarship.
Scholarships, it's a little different. Scholarships, they'll come up throughout the academic year. They'll come up on at the CTC homepage. I know that in November, beginning November or November 15 or so, we might have the CTC Foundation Scholarship. For scholarships, it's the same process. You have to meet academic standing and have the GPA required and not be in suspension or you have to be in good, your account has to be in good status. So did I answer your question?
So like, once I reported what scholarships I received and I accepted them through the Eagle, I just have to wait for my balance.
Yeah, you wait for them to disperse to your account.
So I've done everything.
And to verify all that, you can always go to financial aid to make sure of your specific case. But overall, that should be enough.
Yes, there's so many scholarships out there.
Yeah. Okay, there was a question up here.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, cool. Say you're a military student and you know that all of your tuition is covered. Is the FAFSA still necessary? And if so, what can it help me put money towards?
You can still apply for the FAFSA and see if you're eligible for anything extra.
And what would that go towards? Like, if I already knew everything else was gonna be covered, what could I use that for?
What was that? Oh, sorry, yeah, you can use that towards books and other stuff that you need for your courses.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The 30 days for the first time loan, is that start from the 21st when classes start? 30 days after?
So that'll be 30 days from the semester. When the semester starts, you would have to wait 30 days after that. I did want to add something else. If you're having scholarships, log into your Eagle self-service account. You can view everything. You can view financial aid activities. You can keep track of the amount, what you owe. Just keep monitoring your Eagle self-service account. That's where you will find out if funds have been dispersed, if something has been transmitted, if you have any questions. We always advise students to do that.
I have a question over here.
How do you find out how much you have left after your payments for your classes with your FAFSA is left over?
Okay, so once you get your eligible awards into your Eagle self-serve and everything's accepted, you'll register for your classes, and that disbursement will be 10 days prior to the start of the class. And then get books if you're eligible for them, okay? Then 30 days after that, you get the balance that is left over. And that's our 30 days after the start of that class. And it's different for every student, kind of individualized on how much you're eligible for. And it goes by how many credited hours you're taking also. Because if you're eligible for full-time, you take full-time hours, that's it'll be the full-time rate. If you take 3/4 of class, it'll be the 3/4 rate and so on. Did that kind of answer your question okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I already filled out my FAFSA and I got the letter back, but I denied them. Do I have to reapply?
You got your, you denied,
The financial aid.
okay, was it the loans then?
Okay, that's a question for me. Okay, if you were granted and you were eligible for the direct subsidized loan or the direct unsubsidized loan, and at one point you decided you were not going to use it, that's fine. It's showing on your account as declined and you want to reinstate it, there is a form you would have to fill out. The form, you need to log into your eTreeb account. Once you're in your eTreeb account, you're going to fill out a form. Select form, the section form, and you're going to find financial aid loan adjustment form 2023-2024. We will need that document in order for me to make any changes. If you want to reinstate it, you specify on the form. You want to reinstate it, which loan, subsidized or unsubsidized, for which term? Do you want to reinstate it for the fall of 23 or spring of 24? So once I get that document, it gives me permission to make changes on your account. So you can always log into your eTreeb account. If you are having trouble logging into your eTreeb account, you can contact the IT department and they will be more than happy to assist you.
We have another one over here. She's been waiting.
So for on top of military stuff, do you guys do like the VA benefits, Chapter 35?
That'd be done through Veteran Services for the Chapter 35.
The what?
Veteran Services. They'll take care of the GI Bill and the Chapter 35.
Oh, okay.
I just
Do you know where I would contact them?
right. You need to just stand right there. Those two gentlemen right there. They can answer. One of them actually works for the VA, and the other one works for the CTC side. Between the two of them, they can help answer all the questions that they need.
Okay, thank you.
We had another question here?
Yes. Can you right here? Yeah. Go ahead. And then,
All right, it's actually a couple things, for, people who are worried about their disbursement, or anything from the FAFSA. If you look in your account balances, it'll show a negative number once it's approved and put in there. That is not what you owe, that is actually a positive balance on your account. Also, I wanted to ask about returning money, to our loan servicer. How would we go about doing that if we have too much?
So you're correct with the negative balance.
can you explain what that is to everybody? Because I feel like that's really, thank you for clarifying that. I think that's.
I think it's kind of misleading, but it is the balance owed to the student most likely. Okay.
So the negative, if they see a negative.
Yes, if they see the negative. Yeah, I think it's highlighted in green on your guys' side, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, mine's red.
Yours is red, in red. Okay, then we can definitely go through your guys' account personally because it might be a different situation for everybody.
And then, what was the other question? The loan.
Also returning money to the loan servicer. Would we have to do that directly? Would we just put that towards the principal on our loan, or do we talk to you guys about returning?
Okay, that's a good question. So as far as the loan servicer, we do not process that. Once the loans have been transmitted and released to the business office, then you will need to contact the loan servicer. You can find your loan servicer through NSLDS, the National Data System, and everyone has access to their NSLDS. You can keep track of everything, your loans, and also studentaid.gov will provide you the loan servicer. That is not something I do as far as paying back the loan, the interest rate, what they're being charged, payment arrangements. I don't process that, so it'll be through your loan servicer.
Any money that we do get from our loans, are we able to apply that towards the next semester or apply that towards summer semester?
No, if you are eligible for a certain amount for a certain semester, you would have to use that. It will not be transferred to another semester.
Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, okay, thank you.
I heard you talk about first disbursement before, and is it correct that disbursements are split between twice a semester?
The disbursement will be dispersed according to fall, spring, and summer.
All right,
that's,
so it's just
kind
once
of
a
individualized according to student also. So are you registered in fall classes already?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when does your class start?
Monday.
Oh, that's the 21st, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so your disbursement should have been 10 days prior. Unless you registered a little bit later, that'll be dispersed later on, according to when we run the reports at the end of the day.
Can you explain a little bit about like 8-week classes, like you did within a semester, that is the classes start in October, like 2 classes start in October, 2 classes start in August?
I wanted to add a little more to that. So sometimes you might not see a disbursement and wonder in panic, why have I not received my financial aid? If some of the classes are not towards your degree of study, Pell, the FAFSA will not pay for them. They have to be towards your degree of study. Also, if, for instance, for the loans, if you're not into those 6 credit hours, a total of 2 classes, half time, if you're into 1 class, 3 credit hours, the loan will not disperse. So there's a lot of things. Or for instance, I do get a lot of calls when students register for a class that starts August 21st, which is 3 credit hours, the next class starts in October, the loan will not disperse until October until it hits 6 credit hours. So that's something that it might be a little confusing for students.
So on the self-service portal, it says that I have an offer letter ready, but when clicking it, it says you have no words or anything clicked on or anything like that. What does that mean?
Are you logging into your self-serve under your username and with your password?
Yes.
Okay, and it's still coming up, or it's not coming up at all?
Yeah, so it's saying I have a letter ready to be signed, but then clicking it, nothing comes up.
Okay, I'd actually contact the help desk if you can't get into that. Okay, and see if they can walk you through it, maybe there's something wrong with it, or with password or something. You can also contact us and we can look through your file for you personally and go into detail with it, just to see if maybe you're a missing document or something's happened.
Okay.
Other questions, guys? This is the time for your financial aid question. No?
I just feel funny because it's only individualized.
Yeah, one question over here.
Okay.
When should I apply for spring scholarships?
Spring scholarships will, I'm sorry? So, most of the scholarships will open in January and close in February. And those can be used in the following fall. For the spring, I believe they're going to open some. I don't have the dates yet. And those that they open now during the fall, it would be they can be applied to the spring. But what happens is they try to give out the information, as much money as possible in the fall. And whatever they are not able to give out for whatever reason, because sometimes they award it, the person doesn't accept it, then they'll try to re-give out in the spring. And I believe they're working on that right now, but I don't know what dates that's going to be open, so be on the lookout for that. You guys, we have a few minutes. Brian and Mr. Morgan, did you leave? Do you want to come over here real quick? Because since we had VA questions, and I feel like most people feel like they've already got them answered, do you want to just introduce yourselves, let them know where you're located, and maybe help answer that VA question that was around here somewhere? Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm James Morgan. I am one of the Vet Success on Campus counselors. I'm located in Building 215, Room 202. So if you guys have any questions about any of the education benefits?
We have a financial aid question.
So I was
Financial aid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was finally able to pull up my account when I know it took me a minute. And it looks different than it did before when I logged in like last week, so tell me to get this.
Well, let's do that. Can we do that? Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a very individualized question, and we want to make sure right now we answer questions for everybody. After the event, if you want to go talk to one of them, we will be more than happy to escort you over there and help you get those answers, okay? Okay, so somebody had the VA question. Who was it? Over there. Well, can you repeat your question?
Yes, ma'am. My question was, if you are a military student and you knew that your tuition would be covered, how would the FAFSA be able to help you?
Well, the FAFSA is kind of additional because it's a separate funding. So that would dictate if you would get like a Pell Grant or a loan.
Would that go straight into my account or does that get paid to the school?
So it would go to the business office first, if there's any debt, and then they would pay that. If you need books, you can get books then. And then the 30 days after the start date, you would get that.
Okay, thank you.
It would also depend on what chapter benefit you're using with the VA, because some of those pay your tuition. So any other funds that come in would show as a surplus, and you would get a refund check from the business office. So if you had the financial aid on top of that, on top of your tuition already being covered, anything that came in additional would essentially come to you if that's the benefit that you're using.
Mark.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Regarding the VA, I know the VAH. How does that get paid out through your VA loan or your VA benefits?
Yes. Which benefit are you using?
9/11.
Okay, 9/11. So if you're going to be using the 9/11 benefit, once you start classes, you have to be in classes for at least 30 days. And then you're going to verify that you're attending, and that's when they're going to start releasing your funds. All right. So, for example, if you're in class that started the 21st, right around the 21st of September, you'll call and verify attendance. They're going to release your funds for the days you attended in August. The last day of September, you're going to verify again, and that's what we're going to put you on track for the entire month. So the last day of each month, you verify attendance. And that's across the board with all education benefits.
So yeah, I'm gonna play off of what he was saying, like, but not the 9/11, the 33 and the 35. I didn't get a confirmation email back, so I wasn't sure if, like, they said it would be 30 days for you to get a email back, you know, confirming their nine. I didn't get that email, so I was wondering, would it like take me being enrolled in taking the month's worth of, you know, doing the month's worth of college to get the accepted email or the declined email? Or was I supposed to get the email, and do I need to like check and see what's up?
Okay, let me make sure I got it right. You're talking about from the application that you sent off?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you send out the application, you should be receiving a letter from the VA, either telling you that you have the benefit or they'll send you a denial letter. However, if you're already in classes, because you have to pay out of pocket, use the Chapter 35 benefit. Once you get it, those 30 days are going to start from the start of the class. So as soon as you get it, you're going to turn it in. But what you can do is you can actually come see me and I can look that up for you, okay? All right, I'm in building 215, room 202.
We had one final question over here.
Final question. Final question.
So I filled out, I got my classes and I filled out the VEC form and submitted it a few days ago. When do I know, how will I know when it's been received and like processed?
We're about a week behind. To be perfectly honest, we're about a week behind. If you want to check specifically on the status, you can send us an email at veteranservices@ctcd, and we'll let you know we received it. But we're processing as fast as we can. Oh, I'm sorry. All that.
Thank you.
All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. I hope that answered the majority of your questions. If not, after this, if you want to go see any of them, we will go ahead and show you where their offices are at. And she's got business cards too, if anybody wants. Okay, before, don't get, where are you guys going? Y'all, this is not the end of it, guys. I'm just saying thank you to them. Where are y'all going? We got work. Oh, you're gonna miss out on the good stuff now because we're about to roll. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Yes, we need money.
Okay. In building 215, if you guys are interested in a work study program, it's a great idea. We work around your school schedule. There's guidelines that you have to abide by. I think it's GPA and meeting staff standards. But you guys have always contacts. I got flyers for y'all if you need it. Okay.
We need student workers, guys.
Yes.
Come make money.
There's different departments out there.
What was the building number?
I'm not quite sure about the
Student
pay because I don't
services.
actually do it myself, but I can give you a card for the lady, okay?
All right.
I'll give you a card also.
All right, if you need a card, go ahead and raise your hand. I'm gonna quickly do, I have a prizes to give out for those of you that did not leave. Thank you. Get out your green ticket. Everybody got a green ticket?
It's a flyer, okay? I'm sorry.
If you have a green ticket and your number is 474-222, raise your hand. Say bingo. 474-222. Yes, thank you. Okay, see? What's your number? There you go, see? All right. Okay, we're gonna do a breakout session. Actually, we'll do one more. If your number is 474-161, yell bingo. Bingo. All right, you get a backpack, you're ready to roll. Okay, so everybody, where'd you go? Where's your number? There you go. All right, everybody, we're going to make a breakout session based on your color. So, your back color. Yes, your back color. You figured it out, right? So we have orange, yellow, blue, and red. So, my blue team. Where's William? There he is. William's over here. Where's Chandra? Chandra? Anyway, here's William, my blue team. You're going to stand up and you're going to follow William to the next session. William, raise your hand. Okay. Next up is going to be the orange team. That's going to be with Mark. Mark is right here. Orange team with me. Orange team over here. You're going to go with Mark. As soon as you get your team ready.
Mayor, sorry, did you tell parents to stay put?
I'm coming. What?
Did you tell parents to stay put?
No, they're not staying put. Oh, if you're a parent and a support staff, unless you're absolutely necessary, parent and like family members, please stay behind. You're not going with your student, you're staying behind, okay? Yes, you're staying here. Okay, Mark, go. All right, orange team. We have a session for you parents, don't worry. We'll take good care of your kids. Say bye-bye now. Next up, it's going to be the yellow team. Yellow team. That's going to be Calvin. And he's got a yellow shirt. Where's Calvin? Oh, Calvin is in that corner back there. Yellow team, go that way. Okay, if you're a parent or support, you're going to go with Dean Starkey right over here. And
We're going over to the boardroom.
you're just going to go
Right across the way.
Then you're going to go with Dean Starkey and Victor. Victor, can you raise your hand too? Dean Starkey and Victor are out this door. That's parents, support. And then the red team, you stay here. Okay? Chief, where'd he go? Come on. Okay, where's Chief? There you are. Okay.